Joey, welcome to another stream. Hold on, forgot to turn off the lamp once again. I'll do that in a second. There. It is off. There we go. Let's get this one. All right. It is time. Hold on. Hello, Adrian. Hello, Olivia. All right. Who is ready for this big rivalry game? Two ranked opponents, two teams full of hatred for the other. Now, I already sammed the non-broadcasted SEC Week 13 games. That'd be the Battle of the Palmetto State, which our SEC teams won. That'd be South Carolina. I do not remember who signed up for South Carolina. What? And then I also did the Battle of the Golden Boot, which obviously LSU was going to win that. I mean, look at the records between the two. Arkansas won 2 games out of 10, and LSU has won 10 games out of 2. No, and lost 2. But we have the battle for the Governor's Cup between Florida State and Florida. We better get the win for Florida there. And then we have Olivia as Tennessee versus Kentucky, which I'm pretty sure is either Dashel or Jaden. I don't remember. But let me tell you something about Kentucky. Kentucky started the season off 1-3. They are currently on a 7-game winning streak and are now 8-3. So we'll see how that rivalry game between Tennessee and Kentucky plays out. That is going to be broadcasted. Yeah, it is me. But that is not the game. Those are not. Oh, wait, there's more. So we're also broadcasting the Egg Bowl, the Iron Bowl, and that's it. But this game is between these two Georgia schools, the two biggest Georgia schools. And we're going to see a game of clean, old-fashioned hate here at Atlanta. Can our SEC team get the win, or are they going to be overpowered by their ACC rival? We're about to find out here. Okay, did not simulate the ones I had check marks. Not much. We're just getting ready to get this good, clean game going. I'm not going to be playing as anyone. I'm going to be commentating. I will be looking at the chat, too, so I don't even know if Olivia's still in the chat right now. She might have left. Do not know what she was talking about. Oh, yeah, she's still here. Quit calling him sour. Bully. Maybe it's a joke. I don't know. All right. Let's see. So we are coming in from Atlanta, Georgia, to get these two great teams started. I would love to see who Lee Corso's pick is to win this game. We'll find out, though. And yes, this is nationally broadcasted. It is cold today. 59 degrees. No, it isn't. All right. Here comes our Georgia Bulldog, boys. I don't know what I was talking about. All right. So here's a key player from that Georgia Tech team. We're about to find out Lee Corso's pick, and he's picking the opposite team, the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Now, honestly, if we were doing an ACC thing, that was so bad. This guy was terrible on that. Ignore her, Sawyer. She's stupid. We're gonna do 5-minute quarters. If I have a good enough battery, and depending on what time it is, we could be doing another game. All right, but the Georgia Bulldogs are kicking off to start the game. So let's see how this game of clean, old-fashioned hate starts. Already a decent return from GT. Ball on the 32-yard line. Golly, that took 4 seconds off the clock. Here we go. The first play of the clean, old-fashioned hate rivalry game. Here's the snap. It's going to be a handoff, and Georgia Bulldogs completely stopped them, and they just killed the running back. So this is why it's called clean, old-fashioned hate, except that right there was not clean. It's like a chest injury. We'll see if we get any more confirmation on his status. It'll be 2nd and 13, though, for the Yellow Jackets. And, oh! Big hit there. And that'll be a sack. Look at him. It's not going to be a sack. They're going to count it as a tackle. What a hit from that Georgia Bulldog. Well, now it's going to be 3rd and 14. Georgia Tech is really going to have to play something here because they don't look like they're ranked at all here against this Georgia Bulldog defense. There's the snap. They're finally going to get a playoff, and it is going to be knocked down by the Georgia Bulldog defense. So now they're going to face a 4th and 14 here. This will most likely be a punt. We might actually see a fake punt here, though. You never know. It will be a real punt, though. And not going to be a very big return there. That was the cornerback. Young. So we're going to see how this Georgia Bulldog offense does for their first time ever being broadcasted on the BMCS network. Look at the stadium pulse. 118 decimals. It is shaking here. There's the snap. It's happening. Good play from the Georgia Bulldogs, and that's going to take them to the 30-yard line. Jaden is not my boyfriend, you bum. Stupid. First down there for UGA. Where even are you? Where are you at? Where are you at? The decibels went way down. I think these guys are a little nervous against these Georgia Bulldogs because they are getting a way better start than the Yellow Jackets did. That one's going to be thrown away. Oh, you're at the ballparks? The ballpark? I am. All right. 2nd and 10 now for the Georgia Bulldog offense. Ball on the 27-yard line. 3 minutes, 37 seconds left on the game clock. Snap. Oh, avoids a sack, but he's still going to get sacked. He avoided 2, but it finally came back to him, and that poor guy dropped his sign. What a play there. It's going to be 3rd and 16 here for them. We have an injury report on Terry Kellerman. He's going to be down for 1 quarter with an abdominal strain. There's a quick throw, and he is going to be dragged down by the neck. Is there a flag? There is not, so it's going to just be a 5-yard gain. 4th and 11 now. Will they kick the field goal, or are they going to punt? I would kick the field goal if I were them, and that is going to That is what they are going to do. Good stop, good hold. Kick is up. Kick is good. And the Bulldogs get on the board to start the game. Take a 3-0 lead. That is what you want to see as a Georgia Bulldog fan. They didn't get much of it. They didn't do great to... okay, hold on. Isn't really what you want to start your game off with. But you're still taking the lead. And you just played a great defense the last defensive drive. So kick is off here. I bet they aren't really worried here. Except that's a really good kick return. Could he be gone? He does not go all the way, but what a kick return that was. Flag is on the field. Who's it going to be for? It's like it is on the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Can I pause the game? I can. Okay. So I'm going to turn the volume on, but I'm going to turn off commentary because I'm doing commentary. So just give me a second. No. Okay, there we go. He's not my boyfriend, you bum. I'm not gay. All right. Here comes the Georgia Bulldogs offense out onto the field. Why does it have this camera angle now? Hold on. Dang. Oh, wait. No, I think I still could change it. Hold on. Okay, there. Yep, now we got it. No, you're the bottom. All right. So a great start to the Georgia Tech kick returning. Can their offense get it done here? No, they can't, and he's going to get sacked. I guess they're counting that as a tackle as well. I don't know why they aren't counting sacks. He's already got 3 tackles here. Great start for this Georgia Bulldog defense. 3rd and 8 now, ball on the 49-yard line, and they would definitely be punting from here. Even NFL teams would be punting from here. They snap it. He's going to run. Does he get there? No, he does not. 4th down. Huh? 4th and 1. Are they gonna go for it? No, they aren't. They're gonna punt. They're on 4th and 1. That's a high punt. Calling the fair catch. And that ball is probably going to be around the 15, and I am correct. Here we go. Here's the snap. The run. That's going to get him a few yards here. Put him at 2nd and 5. As this first quarter runs down. As the first quarter begins to die down. The Georgia Bulldogs will sit deep in their own territory, hoping that they can get a touchdown before this quarter ends, which I don't think will happen, but you never know. This team is ranked 21st in the nation. They're going to get another run. It's going to be another small gain. 3rd and 2 now for the Georgia Bulldogs. I am looking at the chat, so I will be seeing conversations. They're not high in the 3rd down conversions. Big play down the field. He's gone. Touchdown, Georgia Bulldogs. And that just set a new record, a new NCAA record, as that throw was 77 yards down the field. And the record is 75, and that was from a Purdue quarterback in 1970. So in the final seconds of this first quarter, the Georgia Bulldogs are going to get the first touchdown of the game. What a play from the Georgia Bulldogs. They just left them open, and that's all they needed. The kick is good, so it'll be a 2-score game now. No. That only took 3 plays to get a touchdown there. Props to the Georgia Bulldogs. That was impressive. Gonna go ahead and kick it off here. Defense has been holding Georgia Tech up very well. And they are not gonna let Georgia Tech get as far as they did last time. Still got to the 33, but that isn't the 33 on the other side of the field, so Bobo. Here we go, Georgia Tech coming for their 3rd play of the drive. The snap, they're going to run, and they're going to get stopped pretty well. And that'll end the first quarter as the Georgia Bulldogs lead the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets 10-0. Nothing. They're going to swap sides of the field as they do after the first and second, between the first and second quarter, and then between the 3rd and 4th quarter. So he tried to run the ball, do a fake run pass, and it did not work. So that's going to lead to a 3rd down and 12. They have to pass here. There's no way they're getting a 12-yard run, especially because of the fact that they've only got a total of 6 rushing yards gained this entire game so far. He's going to throw it, and finally they'll get the first down of the game for the Yellow Jackets. And their first successful passing play, too. There's a snap. He tried to run it, and it's not unsuccessful. So going to get a 2-yard gain, but they really struggled there. 2nd and 8 now for the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. There's a snap. They're going to hand it off. That's a good run. First down there for the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Maybe it's just that side of the field that goes really well. They are draining the clock a lot. Already taken a minute off the clock. In just 5 plays. They're going to try to run it again. This time it's not successful. Maybe a 1-yard gain there. Nope, gain of 0. So it's going to be 2nd and 10 now. I would consider passing this time. Taking a while to snap the ball. And that run is not going to be successful. That's going to lead to a 3rd and 14. I doubt they'll get the first this time. I don't know how good their kicker is, so he might be able to kick from this distance. I doubt it, though. They are going to pass. He gets the throw off. It's going to be incomplete, so that's going to be a 4th down for GT. Bulldogs are going to hold on to their 2-score game, it seems. He will punt. There's the punt. They are going to try to return it. They don't get any yards there. But they got the ball. On the 14, however, they're deep in their own field. And this crowd's going to try to be getting loud here. They aren't doing a great job at that. They went from 71 to 100 decibels. They're going to pass. Deep throw. And he dives and he makes the catch. He's going to hit the ground, but wow, that was impressive. That brings them up all the way to their own territory. Georgia looking to score once again. Could we see an SEC team blow out an ACC team? Because these guys are ranked 13th in the country. Georgia's ranked 21st. Georgia is really struggled. They were also ranked. Last week they were ranked 13th, and I believe Georgia Tech was ranked 15th. But that was before Kentucky, an unranked team, beat the Georgia Bulldogs. So they're trying to come off of a devastating upset. They are both of these teams are locked into a bowl game. Just one of them's 9-2 and the other one's 8-3. Here's a handoff. Not seeing a lot of success anymore from the Bulldogs. I suppose they did get a first down already. But it's 2nd and 9 right now for UGA. They break the huddle. Motion. They are not going to hand it off. They are going to do a screen, and that is unsuccessful. So it's going to be 3rd and 10 now, and a negative 1 yard pass reception. Kilpatrick made the tackle that time. Here's the snap. Looks to throw. He throws it. And it's going to be holding on the offense. I would decline that. They decline. So it's going to be 4th and 10 now for the Georgia Bulldogs. Will they kick here from the 34? We're about to find out. Yes, they will. They're going to try to make it a 13-point game. Will they be successful? Here's the snap. Good hold. Will the kick be made? Yes, it will. 13-0 now. Georgia leads. What a kick that was. I would not be surprised if that kicker possibly gets drafted. So here's your drive summary. Took 5 plays there. So he gets ready to kick her off. There is the kickoff right there. Nearing the end of this half, only 1 minute to go. Georgia Tech yet to find the board here for points at least, and that's going to be incomplete, almost an interception. I'm surprised it wasn't. Very close to a pick there thrown by the Georgia Tech quarterback. I don't know who it is because Georgia Tech is not a part of the SEC. Either way here, less than a minute to go here in the second quarter. There's the snap, and no gain there. Well, no, there was a gain. 1 yard. Now it's going to be 3rd and 9. Marshall made the tackle. I'm pretty sure Georgia called a timeout. Georgia's going to be calling a timeout so they get more time to get the ball. Here's the snap. Good run. Good. There's a gap right there. First down for the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. I think Georgia took a timeout. Young made the tackle. Good run. First down, Georgia Tech. Yep, Georgia Tech took the timeout. Good decision, good decision. They've had the ball for 5 minutes. Oh, pass deflected. Whoa, what a catch. Amazing catch, and he got out of bounds. What a corner route. Amazing play there. I'm surprised how he stayed in bounds. What a play that was. They still got 48 minutes to go. I believe they took another timeout. The ball's on the 39. If they get just a few more yards, they should be able to. Ooh. They're going to review the play now. I don't think that was it. I don't think he got it. Let's take another look. Catches it. Yeah, that foot went deep into the white line. They are going to keep it. The play stands. Well, that is surprising to me. Personally, I do not agree with that call. But I guess you only need 1 foot in bounds, I suppose. I don't remember when that was a thing, but whatever. Oh, he's going to take a sack here. Georgia obviously not happy about the bad call. They went right in for that quarterback, smashed into him. What a sack. And that was Rhodes who got it. That is going to be a loss of 7 yards. 2nd and 17 now for the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. In the game of clean, old-fashioned hate. There's the snap. Can they get a gain here? Yes, they can. And no, he dropped it. 3rd and 17 now. They cannot make a field goal from this distance. They have to get a gain here. Otherwise, they're going to be forced to punt. And I don't think they want to do that. There's the snap. Looks to throw. He's going to run. And it is not successful. But he gained enough yards that they might just be able to make a field goal from this distance. They have 1 timeout left. It's 4th and 8. They're going to run the clock. They're going to run a bunch of time off the clock, I'm going to guess. Ball on the 37. They're going to go for it. Interesting decision here. Don't know the reasoning to this. They're wasting time, too. They're running the clock down on a play they shouldn't be, and they do eventually call the timeout. Suppose they were just looking to run the clock down to 4. And are they going to send out the kicking team now? No, they won't. So what was the goal from this? I don't understand what they chose. Here's the snap, and he's going to get sacked. And that is going to be how the half ends. What a play to end the half for Georgia Tech. Hammered the quarterback for a third time this game. Well, that's going to be halftime. The 21st ranked Georgia Bulldogs lead the 13th ranked Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets 13-0. All right. We're set to go for kickoff. Georgia Tech's going to be the ones kicking off this time. Welcome back, everyone. We are back here with the broadcasting. It's currently 3rd and 9, UGA ball. Snap. And they're going to get the first down here on 3rd and 9. So they're going to get the first down here. Jackson has got 88 yards and 3 receptions. Looking to have a great game. They're going to hand the ball off here. Finds a gap. He could be gone. No, he doesn't. He doesn't make it all the way, but that was a great run. Look at this. Carter with an amazing run here. I don't know why he tucked the ball. That slowed him down a bit, and that's the reason they tackled him. Suppose maybe he was worried about the safety there, but the safety was still about 10 yards away. First and 10 once again. Snap. Quick throw. It throws it at his cleats. Odd place to throw it at. UAB destroyed UCF 56-3, if you saw. Looks like it might be a blitz here. Got 4 guys going for him. Now 5. Passing play. He's got people on him. Deep throw. And it's going to be caught. And that's going to lead to another first down here for the Georgia offense. Griffin just got wide open. He's got 200 yards in 12 plays. One of those was that big play touchdown. And this is looking to be Georgia's game to win. Georgia wins this, they could be making a New Year Bowl. Good play there. Second and goal, ball in the 3. Can they get it? In the red zone. Almost gets in. He's going to be stuck at the 1. Third and goal. Zay Carter's having a great day. My, oh my. Here's the handoff. No one's there. Touchdown, Georgia Bulldogs. Amazing run there. I don't know what Georgia Tech's plan was there. They must have been thinking, he's either going to run to the left or he's going to run it up the gut. Well, he did neither of those. He ran down the right side of the field, and he got the touchdown. So, if Georgia makes this extra point, that's going to put them 20 points ahead of Georgia Tech. And they easily make it. Well, we'll be back really shortly in this commentary. You'll still get to see the game. The score is 20-0 Georgia Bulldogs. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Welcome back. Welcome. As you may have been watching when the commentary was not on, Georgia Tech is making some good gains, looking to get their first scores of the night, possibly. Looking like it's going to be a run with that fullback. It isn't. It's going to be a pitch. No gain. It's going to be a loss of yards, matter of fact. We're simming 20 years of this, and this is the first year. That's going to be a stop right there. Ball on the 41. Third and 14. Gonna have to pass here. It'd be dumb to run it. He gets hammered. I sure hope he's all right. Wow. He just launched himself at him. 4th and 20 now. This is going to be the 4th punt for Lee. He has been. They're playing. The offense is playing so bad. Their punter's gonna start getting tired. Great punt return there. Great. That was great. Did I mention it was great? 30 seconds left here in the third quarter. Can Georgia Tech start a comeback? Could it start this very drive? Well, he pushed up there. 4-yard gain there for UGA against GT. Will they get a snap off before the quarter ends? Yes, they will. Quick throw. It's going to be incomplete. So you will get at least one more play in this quarter as well, because there's still 30 seconds left. Incomplete pass. Stop the clock. There's the snap. Oh, and he gets hammered. Look at Georgia Tech starting to make this comeback become a reality. Big sack there. That is exactly how you want to end the third quarter for being down by 20. Hoping they can get them to punt. And for the first time tonight, the Georgia Bulldogs will be punting to Georgia Tech. Beautiful punt there. Far one, too. Wow. Just wow. I wasn't expecting that beautiful of a punt. That takes them all the way down to their own 19. They are going to have some trouble getting this one all the way. I mean, they're down 3 possessions. 3 scores. They don't even have points on the board yet. They need to start getting something going because it is not looking good right now. We thought this would be a slugfest because these two teams hate each other. Clearly has not been the case. Georgia is dominating 20-0. They've gotten 2 field goals and 2 touchdowns. And they're going to go ahead and sack Georgia Tech. It didn't even look like they sacked him there. It just looks like he fell over. We'll be back. And we are back. So Georgia Tech, they got a first down, but they're still struggling. They need 3 touchdowns to take the lead, and they need to hold up Georgia for 3 whole drives, unless they go for an onside. And they are milking the clock for no reason. They should be trying to do hurry up plays. And they aren't, and that's leading to what you just saw. So I think Georgia is going to sneak this one out. You never know yet, but it's looking more and more likely Georgia Tech will get the win today. against their biggest rival, Georgia Tech. There's a throw. Big catch there, though. First down for the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. What a play that was for Davis. Great catch. Look at all those Georgia Bulldogs trying to tackle him, and only 2 of them actually were used. They are going to do a hurry-up play this time. They definitely should be. Here's the snap. Good placement. That's going to be the first touchdown of the day for the Georgia Tech Bulldogs. They're on the board. Oh, could we be seeing a comeback? Because that was the best drive I've seen all night. Besides the 88-yard catch from the Georgia Bulldog player, this is the second best drive I have seen all night all day from both teams. What a play for Georgia Tech. Finally, it took them 3.5 quarters, but they finally got it done. Georgia Tech is going to be on the board and turn this into just a 2-score game. The score is now 20-7. They went for the onside. They did not get it. And that puts Georgia in great position. Not what they wanted at all. Right, there's the snap. They will hold up the running back, though. Not by a lot, but they did hold him up. No yards gained. They want to try to get these guys out of field goal range. So let's see, 16 plus 8. Okay, so if they do make a field goal, it's still going to be a 2-possession game. Wait, hold on. No, it won't. Yes, it will. Because then, if Georgia Tech scores 2 touchdowns and gets both 2-point conversions, well, they're going to run this clock off until the 2-minute warning. Oh, there's no 2-minute warning. Never mind. They're going to be milking the clock here. Finally, they snap it, and they barely even down. I would call timeout if I was Georgia Tech. I believe that is what they did, though. They called a timeout. Yep. Snap. He just got that guy down, and this is going to be probably the end. I think Georgia Tech just threw the game away when that man just hopped right over him. There is a flag on the field. Who is the flag on? Griffin with an amazing play. The clock is going to be stopped. Who is getting the unsportsmanlike conduct? That is going to send them to the 22 on 1st and goal. They have to gain 22 yards in 4 plays. Probably just 3, actually. That does give them more time to drain, which is not good for Georgia Tech. They have them right where they want them, though, except that was a great gain. 10-yard gain there. Now they just have to get 12 on 2nd and goal. I think it doesn't matter. I got a feeling Georgia Tech's going to score either way. I mean Georgia, not Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech has to feel at least somewhat good that they were able to get points on the board, but I don't think it'll be enough. That will be a stop. They will not take a timeout. They're getting loud here, trying to disorient this offense. 3rd and goal on the 11. Ooh, that guy up there almost went. He tried to pump fake him. I mean, not pump fake it. Fake huddle. And he almost gets in. He is brought down at the 3. Oh, no. What's up? Brings him down at the 3. Georgia Tech. I don't know they're going to kick a field goal. Georgia Tech really has to hope that they get these next 2 drives to go really well. These guys might be so close to the field that they might struggle on this kick. No, they made it. All right, whatever. And goodbye, I guess. All right, here's the kickoff. Great kickoff return there for Georgia Tech. They're down by 16 points, so they could still just a 2-score game. I don't think it's going to be 46 seconds is enough for Georgia Tech, though. They're going to have to be throwing long shots. And no running here. Absolutely none. I know they like to run, but... And then their quarterback goes and scrambles and doesn't get a first down. I would have at least ran out of bounds. They are going to have to hurry up here. They are going to do a hurry up. Like this, possibly the same play. Almost look like a running play. He's got to throw it. He does eventually throw it, and it's overthrown. "24 seconds to score 16 points, and they're all the way down at 41. I don't think it's going to happen. You never know, but I'm pretty sure we all know. Throws it, and it's incomplete. 4th and 1 now with just 21 seconds to score 16 points. Fourth down, they're ranked 111th in 4th down conversions. They're running it. He pitches it back. He doesn't get it. That's going to be the game. Georgia will get the win here over Georgia Tech. That is what is going to end it. 16 seconds left. Take a knee, boys. You just won the football game. That is going to do it. Georgia will get the win in a game of clean, old-fashioned hate. That's going to do it. Georgia tops Georgia Tech 23-7. That is going to hurt Georgia Tech in the rankings, as they're probably going to be ranked below Georgia after today. Georgia was ranked 21st going into today. Georgia Tech was ranked 13th. Feel bad for these Georgia Tech boys. They came out, they were like, we got to get it done here. Let's go beat our rivals. We're better ranked. We're the better team. Not what happened today. More news. South Carolina did beat their rival, Clemson. Illinois beat Cincinnati. UCF destroyed UAB. Arkansas State beat North Texas. But this is going to conclude today's broadcasting. We'll be back for the battle of the Governor's Cup between Florida and Florida State. See you all next time.